Every year during our winter meetings, we survey growers on their perception of different pest problems and what they're doing to manage pests. And from 2010, we surveyed growers and asked them whether or not they thought they had glyphosate-resistant weeds on their farms. And in 2010, about a third of respondents indicated they thought they had glyphosate-resistant weeds. From 2010 to 2012, that number jumped to 50%. And then this past season, in 2013, we saw that number tick up again a little bit.
So resistant weeds in Minnesota is truly a problem. It has been confirmed, and all we have to do is look to neighboring states and see how big this problem can be. Research that's been done in Iowa shows water hemp species, 50 to 90% of those water hemp species are resistant to one or two modes of action of herbicides. Iowa is very close. We have water hemp in Minnesota. We have confirmed giant ragweed and water hemp resistant to glyphosate. There's no reason to think that we don't have resistant to other herbicides here in Minnesota as well. And what we've tried to encourage growers to think about is with the pre-post system, it gives you many additional tools. The first thing that it does is buys you additional time to get your post-emergence herbicide on. So when you use a pre-emergence, you take out the first flush of weeds, you even out the playing ground for the next flush to come out. So when you're applying your post, you're not dealing with as dense of a population, and you may be dealing with fewer species that you need to control with your post program. What we have found too is if you relied totally on a post-emergence program, you maybe only have 1 week to get the job done. If you have a pre-emergence system or pre-emergence program and herbicide down, that may open that window to 2 weeks or 3 weeks of time that you have to get your post-emergence herbicides on. So the pre-post programs have really shown us a better management strategy for controlling weeds, giving you more time to get the job done, and again, helping to mitigate the resistant weed problems that we might be dealing with out there.
We tested a pre-post system against a post-only system. It was a replicated trial on farm using the farmer's equipment. We looked at what weeds were out there before we made our post applications and monitored some of those results, took pictures. It was an opportunity for people in the neighborhood then to see these concepts firsthand, and then we were able to take this data and take the pictures and then put those into research reports that we could release later.
What we've learned from the pre-post systems as well is that the tools and the messages are really quite straightforward. It's a matter of convincing farmers that this is a good tool and you need to implement it on your farm. That's where Take Control comes into play again. It's a message that says we have strategies, we have tools, we have options, and if you take control of this on your farm, you will find that using that pre-post system is an excellent tool, an excellent strategy to both mitigate problems you may have as well as prevent resistance from developing on your farm. So very straightforward strategies that they can implement on their farm.